Nini everyone, Zabora here. So I said I would do a review of 365 Days of Hoodoo, and so here we are. So this book is by Stephanie Rose Bird, and she identifies as a hereditary intuitive, contemporary root worker, solitary green witch, and a practicing visionary artist who has been practicing the occult for over 30 years. Now, this book reminded me a great deal of another book that I have by Ray T. Malbrough, which is Charm, Spells, and Formulas, and this is actually another Llewellyn book, so surprise, surprise. It's very much hoodoo-like, hoodoo-esque. It's like 70% hoodoo, or inspired by hoodoo-type practices, but then you have other parts of it that are European or native or Hindu in origin that's kind of just been blended into it and called modern hoodoo, which is fine. It's totally fine if you want to take an eclectic approach to hoodoo. I certainly do, because I don't use Christianity or Catholicism or any of that type stuff in my hoodoo. I don't use the Psalms, so I take on a contemporary kind of view of my hoodoo as well. So this is kind of more of a contemporary view of hoodoo. I do enjoy that she does talk about the Orishas, because I don't think that there's enough information about the Orishas and the origins of the Orishas out there, and she definitely talks about the Yoruba religion. As I said here, I think I talked about this Ogun praise chant, okay? So I really do enjoy that she included information about what an Orisha is, because it's not technically a god, it's more like a spirit, sort of like a saint. That'd be like the best equivalent that I could make. So I really did enjoy that part of it. I did enjoy that she's got tips for gardening, different information about different curios. She'll have like it's set up kind of weird. So the way that she's got this set up, I don't agree with, obviously, but this is her teaching method. I agree with my teaching method, which is why I teach it the way I teach it. So, but her way of setting it up is like, let's see if I can find it. So I would suggest read this book before you try to do it her way, because there's a lot of things you're going to be needing. And she doesn't really talk too much about it. She just tells you, hey, this is what you're going to need, and this is, get it on this day, versus like what the object is or what it's used for, and that kind of stuff. So like the first chapter is dedicated to mojos. So for day one, you would literally just read this part and then stop. And in the instructions down here, for day one, it says locate a source of oil of clove oil, and van oil to be used later for luck. Clove is very fiery. It can be protection. It can be luck. Van most certainly is associated with luck. But as you go on and you start reading some of these, the next part she talks about flannel. So the second day you acquire a piece of flannel. The third day you talk about the color red, and you acquire red ribbons and strings and stuff like that to make your mojo. The fourth day you are going to explore items related to the tradition, such as the different curios and medicines and stuff like that. So as you go on and you actually read these and you start assembling these mojos, what you kind of notice is, God, where is it? There it is. These mojos may not specifically apply to you, so you really shouldn't be making these mojos at this time. Draw luck in? Hell yeah. Everybody needs a little bit of luck. I totally agree with that. But gambling luck? Not everybody's into gambling. Like, I work in a casino, and I fucking hate gambling. I don't gamble at all. So, I don't really need one for gambling luck. Now, this one here on day 19 that she does cover, the gambling luck one, it does also say job fixing Toby, so she does include a recipe for a similar hand, a mojo hand, that you can make, but it's for jobs instead of gambling. So who doesn't need a little career luck, right? I wouldn't agree totally with some of the ingredients that she used. For example, when you're talking about going to get a new interview for a job, or you want to work on a promotion or something like that, they say to use a match pair. She says to use a match pair of lodestones. Okay, right here, Lodestone Pair. A lodestone pair is a representation of a woman and a man, or a man and a man, and a woman and a woman. It's two lodestones that sort of fit together that create a pair. Let's see if I have mine up here. Yeah. There they are. So these are a pair. Now, this is my lodestone. You see it's got the rusty kind of look to it, all right? That's a feminine lodestone. It's a little bit more round. I know it's triangular in shape, but hey, that's kind of my nature. So this is very fitting to be my lodestone, okay? This lodestone here is my husband's. Now, you see that it's got, let's see if I can get the camera to focus right. It's actually got this whitish hue right here that's very light. That's representative of semen, whereas the rust is representative of blood. Females, women bleed, men produce semen, and it's white, so this is representative of a male. My husband is a little bit more sensitive and emotional compared to me, so he has the rounder shape, but he is still very much a representative of male virility, so it is still a triangular shape. It's just a little bit more rounded, whereas I am more blunt in nature. So I thought that these two were perfect representatives of us. So a lodestone pair is then when you would take these and put them together to where they both sort of fit, and you can kind of feel them stick. You can actually feel them either repel or stick together. So right here, they're sticking together. This way here, they weren't. This way, you know, it kind of looks like they're 6 to 9 into me, and it's, you know, indicative of love. So these here would be perfect for love spells and things of that nature, and tying people together. So this is what I would do in a love spell. I would then wrap it in ribbon and anoint it and move on from that point. But she says to use this for a job. So I don't know if you're trying to, like, maybe use that to represent a sort of binding thing, but I'm not trying to bind myself to my boss when I'm trying to work for a promotion. I would maybe want to sweeten them with some sugar and stuff like that. So I don't fully agree with her methods. I more have questions, like, okay, so what's your reasoning behind that? Because I would love to know. I would just, like, that's an interesting take I've never seen before. I'm not like, hey, that's wrong or anything like that. That's not the message I'm trying to get across here. It's more of a, why would you choose that method? I've never seen that before. What's your reasoning? Because if you don't really understand the magic, it may not always work. At least for me, when I understand the thought process behind it, it tends to work a little bit better. So, yeah, that's kind of pretty much what I have to say about this. It's very interesting. It goes over a lot of information. It's okay. It's hoodoo-esque. It's kind of light hoodoo, more of an eclectic hoodoo mixed with some European stuff. You'll find information about the 4 elements and whatnot in here. It's okay. That's my overall review. It's okay. That's it for tonight, guys. Sun up day.